Hey, I'm up here. Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
Amelia is taking a nap. Might be down for the night if we're lucky. Popeye did not join us today just because we didn't know what the crowd would be like. We're at the airfield. We're the RC Sailors. Welcome to our RC family. Today I've got an airplane that is clearly taller than I am. The wingspan, that's a 2-meter wingspan, 6 foot 6 inches roughly. I'm 6'4". That is awesome. Today we're going to fly the Eflite Night Radian, the flight test version with crazy awesome lights installed. You can set this to like 100+ different lights, different colors and patterns, all with a little button on the inside of the canopy here, right by the ESC. Now, I'm not going to be the only one flying this today. Lane's here, an amazing 10-year-old pilot, been flying for basically your entire life that you can fly, right?
Yeah.
He started on foamies and this year just upgraded to a balsa plane. Do you want to talk about your plane?
It's an extra 330 SC, 67-inch wingspan, and it has a DLE-20 gas engine and a Savox 1270s.
Amazing. He's an amazing pilot. Maybe we'll get a few clips of that at the end of the video, but today he is going to help me fly this, maybe help launch it for me, and just get a little stick time on this. We'll get an opinion from someone that is literally a third of my age, so, well, that makes me feel old. Guys, this plane is just going to be I think, the perfect night plane for anyone out there to add to your collection, because it's going to be a nice slow glider, but also very powerful with a 30 amp ESC and a brushless motor setup. It'll run on a 3S battery with a 1300 milliamp to 2200 milliamp LiPo, and nice long flight times, especially when you cut that power, that prop folds up, and you're just cruising along at day or night, having a good time with this plane. I'm very confident that I'm going to love this, so let's put it in the air and see how it flies. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful plane. That was a good takeoff.
So I don't know if I mentioned it in the beginning, but this is a 3-channel plane. You just have throttle, elevator, and rudder. There's no aileron control on this thing. And Abby and I, we built it together today while charging batteries, and it took us about, what would you say, 10 minutes?
The binding took us longer than anything.
The binding took us long, because I'm used to flying on tactic, honestly. And
you literally just slide the elevator in, tape it on, do the servos, and that's it. Yeah. And then, the wing, you just plug in the wings, and screw them on.
The wing might be but that's, and they come down in 2 parts, each wing half, for transport in your vehicle. And I know I'm just kind of flying this kind of goofy for a glider, but let's do a nice almost vertical climb here. This thing will just climb all day.
It's so white on this side of the screen, just so you know.
I have a 3-cell 1800 milliamp LiPo battery in here right now, and I brought up a couple more. One's an 1800 and the other's 22. Yeah, we'll fly on the left side here. Now I'm going to go ahead and pass the controls off to Lane. I'm going to just gain a little bit of altitude, make sure we're trimmed up nicely, and we'll see what he thinks. So, controls are yours.
All right, Lane's got it.
Yeah. You'll see that it's nice and simple and docile. He just flew a 3D balsa plane going from that to this. We'll see what he thinks. Well, when you fly low, to me that says confidence.
What?
Right. Takes a minute to get used to the different climbability, but this definitely has enough power it can almost climb straight up. And if you think you can pull off a loop, I'll let you pull off the first loop on this.
Oh, no one's that good.
You gotta gain up a little speed. Yeah. Or not. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Right into the loop. Very good. So the way the lights work on this plane, if you want to change the lights, and I know you guys can't see them great right now, what we're going to do in just a couple minutes, we'll land it and wait till it gets a little darker, and we'll put it back up. But it's just so beautiful. Look at that beautiful sky. We had to put this plane up right now. It's a good daytime flyer too. But right by the ESC, there's a little button. There's actually 3 buttons underneath some shrink wrap. And you press those buttons. One changes the rate, the other changes the lights, and the other changes the light pattern. I think something like that. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Right now we have it on a cool pattern that changes the color, and we can change the speed of that too if we want. So maybe when it gets a little darker, I'll show you guys how easy that is. But Lane, as you're flying, can you fly when you talk? Is that something you can do, or is that hard?
I can talk.
What do you think so far?
It flies really good.
Cool. He's pushing the sticks all around to see what the plane will do. So Lane is a really good 3D pilot.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of this video, we'll show a little bit of his flight on one of your favorite planes that you brought up today. And how long have you been flying?
9 months or 6.
9 months?
What?
Yeah.
I thought you were into it longer than that.
What?
Well, you guys, your minds are going to be blown. Now, is this a plane that you'd like, even though it's 3-channel, it's basic, it's slow, it's a glider,
Yeah.
is this a plane that you would want to add to your collection?
Yeah.
And is it the plane or is it the lights doing that?
It's both.
You think so? Okay. I think you're going to fall in love with it even more at night. This is a really cool plane at night. And you're flying it so well, I think if you want to land it, I want to just let you land it. This is, I'll give you a tip because it's a lot different than the planes you've been flying. This one has to bleed off the speed pretty far down the runway. So right now, you're going to want to give it another approach. So it takes a while you maybe could have landed, but you'd have to hit the ground kind of hard.
Yeah.
If I were you, I'd go farther down to the left side and then just bring it in as low as you can, comfortably, and bleed off some of that speed and then set it down. I'd go a little farther out and definitely lower. You could just loop around while you're out there. This'll work. He's got it. Now watch this though. See how fast it's flying in?
Yeah.
I think you're good. You can bring it down. It's bleeding the speed off. Yeah, go ahead and set it down. Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's all right. That's all right. There's tall grass down there.
Not too bad for the first landing with that.
And you've never flown a glider like that, right?
No.
That's awesome.
Good job.
When you bind up, you also plug in the light to the balance lead of the battery, and then there's an on-off switch. So you've got the options, but then it's a little messy looking right now in here. But you see the wing tips, the tail, the rudder, and even more impressively, the bottom of the plane and underneath the wing is all lit up. Hard to focus on the glowing light.
Sorry, that took me a little.
That's okay.
I should have done down here.
Right here, there's these little buttons here underneath this shrink wrap. You just got to feel for them. When you press them, now you see we have a different pattern, and it's all white lights. Now we're going with blue. I'll press the middle button, and it changes the color. And if I press the other button, it cycles through colors and speed. So all these different light patterns. This is one of my favorite patterns that's going on. So we'll put it in the air with this. Lane and I are going to fly some more because it got a little darker. Get a little throttle here. Have you ever hand launched anything? Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna darken it up here so it looks a little better.
Look at the lights.
That looks so good, wow.
Yeah.
That is a head turner.
That is a big head turner. It's very cool. I'm gonna fly it for just a minute here. Lane, you kind of get used to the way it looks because I don't know if you've ever flown anything with lights like this on it. And then I'll pass the controls over to you. Abby, what's the best place to fly it so it looks good?
Right here in front of us.
Okay, look at those lights, you guys. Now the only thing I wish would be slightly different about this plane, and maybe it'll be an update or maybe someone can modify it to do it. I wish we had a button or a switch we could, you know, program on our transmitter to be able to change the lights while I'm flying, the speed of the lights. That would be so cool rather than having it on the ground to change all that. I'm trying to give you guys the best shot of under the wings that I can because that looks the best, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Those lights look so good. Okay, I'm gonna do a loop and then I'm gonna pass the controls to Lane. And I definitely wanna hear from you guys in the comments below. What do you think about this plane? And what do you think about Lane? This is his first glider he's ever flown. And you guys are gonna love the flight here at the end of the video. But here you go, I'm gonna pass the controls to you. It's going left to right. I talk too much when I fly, don't I? Are you trimming, or is that the, that's the throttle, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a throttle timer set. If you guys hear that light beeping, when it's about like 10% throttle and above, it counts down, maybe 20%. And so Lane, when he flies, he plays with that throttle a lot. He's juicing it up and down, and that's because he's used to flying a little more 3D style. If you're gonna fly a plane at night, and especially if you're new to flying at night, this is just the perfect first night plane because it's big and the lights are amazing. You can go solid lights if you want, different patterns, different colors. It's got enough power to just climb vertically, and you could climb up, 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 and then zero throttle and just glide down if you wanted to for probably close to an hour on one battery if you did it right. I think I hear Amelia. Lane, you take over. Tell them what you think of this plane. I'll be right back.
This is an awesome plane. I don't know what to say, but
that's okay because I lost you on the camera when I moved closer to you. There you are. Do you have any planes with lights on them?
No.
So you've never even flown a plane ever at night with lights on it?
Huh. Apart from a little bind light.
The bind light is what you said? Sorry. So what's your favorite plane that you have?
Probably my extra.
Your extra, okay. And what's on your like wish list of planes to buy or fly? What do you want?
Slick, a 580 Slick.
Is that a 3D plane?
Yeah.
So you gotta know I'm not that knowledgeable on planes, so you gotta like
it's a
walk me
plane
through it.
That Jay Stucia designed in the airframe and
nice.
Poor little Amelia, she's up past her bedtime, and Lane's dad is helping us out. He's holding Amelia, and she's just very tired and fussy right now. But this is for you guys, this night glider. We wanted to stay out a little bit later so you guys could see it in its prime. Boy, those lights look good, don't they? Wow. Well, what do you say you land it? I'll change the lights one more time. We'll put it back up for about 30 more seconds so people can see a different light pattern.
Okay.
And then we'll get Amelia to bed.
Which way do you want?
Really, whatever way you feel most comfortable, because there's no wind right now. And that's another beautiful thing about flying this. You get to fly it when there's basically no wind. I mean, most evenings, at least where we live, there's such little wind. Look how fast it comes in.
And this should show you guys it's really not dark out.
Right.
It's just camera work.
Very nice landing. What I'm going to do is run out there, grab it, and change the lights and just take off while I'm out there.
Looks like they chose blue. Darken that up for you guys. It looks so good. It's such an innovative plane. People have wanted us to fly a Radian forever, and so I thought this was just the best Radian you could possibly buy with the light setup. It's so perfect. Absolutely perfect. I don't know who's flying right now. Nate is flying. He would choose blue. That blends in with the sky. He likes to challenge me as the camera person. Whoa, Nelly.
Sorry. Having a little bit of fun.
That's awesome.
So Lane and I were out there, and on the ground we said this blue looked really good, and it
blends
does.
in with the sky,
but yes, right now it's very much like a stealthy blue kind of. It looked really cool on the ground, but
jeez, that was really close.
I think Amelia's doing pretty good. But let's land this. It definitely gets two giant thumbs up from me for probably the best. Just 10 minutes, you're in the air, airplane right out of the box. I mean, there's my timer going off anyway. So the thing is, with this plane, you cannot use a LiPo alarm because it takes up your balance lead spot. So you really should set a timer. Check your battery
one more
levels.
flyby.
One more flyby? Okay.
Don't get too close like you did the last flyby,
right.
but
yeah.
really close.
Plane says get really close.
Then I can't film it.
Okay. So watch this wing when I 'I fly by here. I'll slow it down some. That too close?
That's good.
What a beautiful plane. What a beautiful plane.
You can make the lights solid. And,
yes.
Oh, it has all sorts of.
I mean, it would take us an hour, or way longer than an hour, just to go through all the different patterns and colors. Such a cool glider. Such a cool glider.
You landed?
Yep, landing. Just bleed that speed off. That's hands-free right there. Just go forever. I could do touch and go with this thing too. What an awesome plane. Well, that's an amazing plane. I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through some of the lights and patterns with you guys. It flies so smooth, so silky smooth, but yet it's still very powerful. And I think that is just awesome. I gotta learn these buttons. There's just 3 buttons. There we go, look at that one.
Whoa!
Whoa. We should have done this one, huh? Wow. Okay, I like that. That might be my favorite. Oh my gosh. What do you think of this plane, of how it flew, first of all?
Thumbs up. 2.
Thumbs up. And the lights, have you ever seen this cool lights on the plane?
Huh.
$200. $200. You just need
one for my birthday.
There you go. Dad, if you're watching. Alright, so $200 and you only need a battery and your transmitter. It actually comes with a receiver and everything's already plugged in. Very cool. Guys, if you're interested in this, we'll have a link in the description box below. It absolutely is worth every penny. If you don't own a night plane, this should absolutely be your first. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye!
That was pretty good.
Bye!